Greetings people of YouTube, this is Heir, walsallmatt for video 2 of week 2 of Star Wars year. Hurrah! Okay, I'm going to launch into this very, very quickly because this is something I should have actually kicked off with. Now, we all know that episode 7 is going to be The Force Awakens, but anybody who's followed the expanded universe knows that there was something else out there that could have been episode 7. And everybody who has heard of the expanded universe but hasn't read it might have actually heard that there was something else to do with episode 7. That episode 7 was this: Star Wars Heir to the Empire by Timothy Zahn. This was part of the Thrawn trilogy, so in book terms this was going to be episode 7, 8 and 9. Okay? This is what started the entire expanded universe. I mean, I know we had the novels of the 3 films and Splinters of the Mind's Eye, because we won't talk about that because it's a bit awkward. But this is the one that started it all. Timothy Zahn was approached because he was doing military science fiction at the time, and they said, "Do you want to write Star Wars?" And he did so, and I will say this flat out now, he did brilliantly. Anybody who's, basically, if you watch the Rebellion era movies, so 4, 5 and 6, right, and then if you're hungry for more, go straight to Heir of the Empire, because basically that was the next instalment of Star Wars when there was, I suppose you could say, the Star Wars wilderness years, and there were lots of them. We were there. Okay, basically it's 5 years into the future. Leia and Han Solo are now married. Leia is in pod. She's expecting twins. She is trying to train to become a Jedi, but she's not having a fantastic amount of luck. The New Republic is set up on Coruscant. Luke is having a really bad time of it as well, because we start off and Obi-Wan Kenobi, who's been visiting him in visions, in visions, he flitters away, and he's alone in the universe, and they're just trying to get everything going again. It's taken 5 years to get them this far, and at the same time, in the outer regions, there lies a warlord, Grand Admiral Thrawn, who basically is disgruntled because he was left out of the Battle of Endor. And over the course of 5 years, the Empire has just been pushed out. I mean, the war hasn't ended yet. The Empire has not been completely defeated. The Emperor has been overthrown, but now it's a power play to see, to actually balance things out. And it doesn't end until Visions of the Future, which is another Tim Zahn novel, but that's way down the line. That's another 10 years into the future. Yeah, so the rebels have still got a long way to go, folks. And basically, Thrawn is after some kind of way to just destroy the rebels completely. So we're in familiar territory. We've still got Star Destroyers, we've got TIE Fighters, we've got everything, all the good stuff that we've always loved. And I won't spoil it too much, because there's a lot of stuff that makes you go sort of, huh? What I will say, the oh my god factor in this is that we have an Obi-Wan Kenobi type clone, or is he a clone, or is he just, is he a twin? We don't know. He's called Jarrus Sabayoth, and he is the guardian of the Emperor's safe house, where the Emperor's inventions and the Empire's dark little secrets, they're all hidden away, and it's based on Mount Tantis. And Thrawn is basically getting all the different pieces together. He's discovered a creature called the Islamir that can repel, I think they can repel or nullify Force. Yeah, it can nullify the Force within a Jedi. So they're going to use that against Luke Skywalker. So they know about him. They know what's, he knows what's going on. Thrawn is a deviously clever man. If he was around during episodes 4, 5 and 6, the rebels would have had no chance, because there was this lovely idea in the book that the Emperor was controlling everything. So when the Emperor died, the military, they just went, oh, what the fuck, what was that? And that's when, the rebels strike, and then boom! And everything is just kablamos! And the second Death Star, and no one's come back on that. But had Thrawn been in charge, he would have just pounded the rebels into the ground, and it would have just been a bloody mess, and everyone would be wearing little Ewok waistcoats just to go sort of, fuck yes. It's brilliant. I mean, the actual item, the artifact that Thrawn is after. It's so simple, but it's incredible. It makes you wonder why they hadn't actually thought of it before, why they hadn't done it before. Because I'll just say this: Star Trek have been doing it for a long time. That's what he's after. He's after something that we already know, and you're just thinking, yeah, why didn't Star Wars ever do that? But because they were so convinced that the great super laser on board 2 Death Stars was going to be, was just going to be it. And it wasn't. Because the Death Star was just literally full of holes. And the second one even more so, and I don't know why they bothered. I mean, but hey ho, that's another video for another time. The 10 things that are actually wrong with episode 4, 5 and 6. I don't want to do that, but I am going to do that. I will do that. So, Heir to the Empire. What can you say? This book is brilliant. I mean, it's been around since the early 90s, and I have not touched it until last year. I will hang my head in shame, I will walk into a corner, and I will just go, but I got there eventually. My mate Phil, he could not recommend them anymore. In fact, most Star Wars fans I know, he couldn't recommend them more. But at the time, I was going through the Old Republic. I was literally going from day one, more or less, straight through, because the Old Republic was just fascinating the tits off me. But then I got the audio book, and I also got something which is interesting to go and look at. Go on Audible, if anybody's an Audible customer, go on Audible and order it's a 20th anniversary edition of Heir to the Empire. It's a full audio book, and there's also a behind the scenes documentary as well. That's worth a listen, because Timothy Zahn talks through the book and how he came up with everything. It really is that is a fascinating listen. I've listened to it a couple of times, and so between that and actually reading the book and listening to the audio book, I've absorbed this. I've absorbed this so much. We meet Mara Jade, who is going to be a very big figure in books to come. I mean, very big. I mean, her and Luke Skywalker meet. She detests him. Why? We're not sure. We don't find out in this book, but we're going to find out possibly later on. I can't remember if we actually do or not, but I'll look that up. Or, if you know, please comment below. I have got a whole comment box below me, and it's doing nothing. It's empty. I only get about 3 people, the 3 same people, commenting me. Comment below. Fill this up. Argue, bitch. I don't care what you do. Fill it up. Anyway, we move on very swiftly. This book, like so many others, is an absolute gem. Yeah, seriously, I say that about a lot of books, but I find that Star Wars books are fantastically well written. But they're not too, yeah. There's a lot of action. Oh, Tim Zahn, you beauty. I mean, I really want to read Tim Zahn's non-Star Wars military science fiction, because this is about ships, battles. He worked alongside. He worked alongside the West End Games source books, which is kind of like Star Wars D&D essentially. And he used all the source books, so he got all the military tactics from that, and how the X-wing works, and how a TIE fighter, and all that beautiful stuff. And this book is just brimming with texture, and it's sumptuous. You can get your teeth into it. I mean, the best thing, and my mate Phil, he told me about this. Read these and listen to the audio, the soundtrack for the Star Wars films as we know them. It is literally, he's constructed a Star Wars film in a book. And not only that, he did a trilogy. He did this one. There's Dark Force Rising and The Last Command. I'm on Dark Force Rising at the minute. I'm sort of reading that and talking sort of parallelly. Yeah. So yes, if you if you're going to start off with Star Wars, if I'm honest, if you started off with the prequels, start off with Darth Plagueis. If you started off like me with episodes 4, 5 and 6, even though I actually went on to Darth Plagueis, but that fascinated me. You know, don't judge me. Do go and read Heir to the Empire. You can still go to Waterstones, they still do it. The books are being reprinted in the Legend series. I mean, I think I've got a 7th copy, 7th run copy, because it was so popular, it just sold out. It was a New York Times bestseller. Sci-fi and Star Wars being a New York Times bestseller in a time when science fiction was really marginalised, that's got to say something, you know. It's sitting up there. If you see that list of #1 bestsellers, it's up there. Star Wars is there, man. Oh, I love it when I can talk brilliantly about books. So everything, Thrawn, he's a magnificent character. Oh, but he's not Sith. He's a military leader. That's the difference. We don't have a Sith power play lord lunatic. We have a military leader who has a very clinical, a very solid vision of what his empire should be, and he's out to rule that empire. He is a bad man. During Sabayoth, he's kind of like he's kind of like, if you like, you see Tarkin and Darth Vader, you sort of think that Tarkin's behind everything and Darth Vader's his right-hand man. This has got the same sort of feel. You know, I can imagine that Thrawn and Tarkin get on quite well, you know, because they've both got very deep visions and they want to do what, you know, they have vision. But Thrawn's vision is so much more broader, and the way that he thinks, he's just like, you know, if Moriarty got hold of a spaceship, this is him, man, you know. And there's so many wonderful other encounters. There's Captain Pelion, who's his command right-hand man, where we meet the Nogri. We see Kashyyyk for the first time, you know, the Wookiee homeworld, and we learn quite a lot about Chewie as well. Everyone has got their own little thing going. Yeah, it's not just Luke Skywalker and the adventure of no. Everyone has got something to do in this. Han Solo, I love what Han does. He's trying to be the good older man, you know, the leader of a leader, and he's always had that leader quality, but he's trying to also be the guy he used to be, you know, and he ends up back at the cantina, and everyone very slightly twitchy, because when he walks in, you guarantee that someone might die, you know, so everyone's a bit sort of, it's him again, you know, I'm just going to go over here. So, oh, this is so good. Please go and get this, go and please read this. You are going to love yourself forever for it. Oh, these videos feel so good. Anyway, so that's, unfortunately, 2 videos. That is me done for the week, because like I said, I'm working, I know my real life story, blah blah blah, working a lot, and I'm going to be away Friday to Sunday. Hopefully I'm going to try and get a video in over those next few days, but I can't guarantee anything. But I will be back solidly next week. 2 videos in a week, that's not bad going. I only got 5 videos in 1 week because I had time, you know. It all depends, but I will always get a video in every single week if I have to, because this is Star Wars year, 1 a week, so that's 52 videos over a week, over a year. 2 videos, that's, you know, 104, you know, do the math. I would love to do a video every single day, and if I get the chance I will do so, but I do love doing these. Also, if anyone has any ideas for Star Wars videos, please comment those in the comments below, and I will read them and I will go make them. You know, I've had an awful lot of requests for book reviews, you know, sling them at me and I will review them. I will do these, because we've got a year, people, you know, there's a lot of time to fill up. Anyway, I'm Walsall Matt. Catch me on YouTube, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, you know the drill. May the Force be with you, homies.